Hi guys, Shantae here, and it's day 5 of your 14-day quick start. Yesterday, you should have gone and looked at Hootsuite and gotten more familiar with that. There was also a webinar available to you on running challenge groups and how to effectively do that. I just want to note real quickly, from this point on in the trainings, I'm going to be referring you to a lot of additional webinars and things in our team page. And the reason I'm doing that is because, like I told you at the very beginning, your coach, whoever that may be, is not here to be your boss, and they're only here to guide you, and they can only help you as much as you help yourself. And so, in giving you these tools, I'm giving you because they work. That's why I'm giving you these things. So don't question that. I'm not wasting your time. I promise I won't do that. But I'm giving you these tools, and unless you use them, then nobody's going to be able to help you. And I'm also at the same time teaching you to go and find the answer for yourself and find additional resources, because I'm all about working harder, not smarter. And there are so many amazing resources and trainings out there for you. It doesn't make sense for me to redo them. And so that's why I'm going to send you those things. I don't need to make an entire video on how to effectively run a challenge group. Melanie Mitro, who was number 2 in the company, already did that for me. Why would I waste my time? Okay, moving on. Today, we're going to talk about personal branding. From this point on, because you started a business, your business is you. You're the Beachbody coach. So everything you do, and this includes how you interact with people on social media, what you post, the pictures you share, people you talk to at the grocery store, everybody is officially now a potential challenger for you, because you're helping people, and I want to help everybody that I meet. I add people to my network. At a hockey game the other day, I added 7 new people to my network because I just happened to be sitting there talking to a group of people. Okay? So, all of this, everything that you do is now affecting your personal brand. And so you are going to have to be more conscious of how you do that, and how you want to present yourself. Who do you want to be for others to see? And that's something that I know I really struggled with when I got started. Because at this point, I'm assuming that you've gone and started following a whole bunch of Beachbody coaches. In the back of our team page is a document that says successful coaches to follow. And they're a great example of what personal branding and how to be good at personal branding is. So when I got started, I know that it was hard because I just was looking at people and seeing what they were doing and trying to do their same thing. And that's not always going to work, because who that person is isn't necessarily who I am. And like I said in the second video, maybe somewhere, people aren't buying a product, they're buying you. And the people who connect with me and want to buy product from me are not going to be the same people that want to buy product from you, which is where the idea of abundance comes in. There is no scarcity in this business. That's when people are like, whoa, there's competition, there's so many Beachbody coaches. It doesn't matter how many of us that there are, because I'm me. And there's people out there that are going to connect and are so much like me, and they're waiting for me. There's people out there waiting for you that could never connect with me, and that you're the lighthouse waiting for them, okay? So, personal branding. First, you kind of need to know what confused me is that, okay, now I'm a Beachbody coach, so I'm supposed to be doing those things. So I want you to get a piece of paper. We're going to do an exercise today. Get a piece of paper. I'll give you a second. You should have a piece of paper anyways, because you should be taking notes, because these are really good trainings, because I worked really hard on them. Anyway, piece of paper. Now, I want you to split that piece of paper in half. And on the left side, you're going to write down the things that you have in common with Beachbody coaches. So that's that you host challenge groups, that you're selling Shakeology, that you sell challenge packs, things like that. Real quick. Okay, now you can pause if you need more time. Now, on the right side, I want you to write down all the things that make you different, the things that make you you. And that can be, those things are your passions, what you're really passionate about. Like, I'm personally really into personal development. You might be really into fitness and really into nutrition. So your Beachbody business is going to be completely different than mine, because you'll be focusing on fitness or focusing on nutrition. I focus on the mental and emotional side of it. Okay? So those things can be your passions. Those things are part of your story. So who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? Do you have a family? Do you stay at home? Do you work? Those things, and also your struggles. That's what you're going to write down on this. Your struggles, your strengths, your passions, who you are. Write that down on this side, okay? Pause the video so you can do that. Moving on. Now that you have that done, this is going to be part of your personal branding, and I'm going to give you another assignment. Your assignment at the end of this video, and it might take you a while, and there's going to be some webinars that you go through and watch on personal branding, but I want you to do this also. I got this idea from Katie Hefner. She's part of the Dynasty, Bombshell Dynasty, and she's amazing. And this is something that she herself really struggled with at the beginning, and there's a webinar from her. But what I want you to do is I want you to take that list of things, and I want you to create your person, your target audience. Who is the one person that you're talking to? And I want you to name this person. Know everything about this person. My person has a college degree but graduated and doesn't feel fulfilled in their life and didn't get, the paved golden road to a great job and a great career like I was always promised. She's in a committed relationship but really independent. A career is something that's very important to her, but she also wants to start a family and was concerned about having to sacrifice being at home with her kids in order to have that career. She's really into fashion. She also struggles a lot with self-esteem and with issues growing up because maybe she didn't grow up in that great of a home. Make this person a real person, okay? So now when you're talking on social media, which we'll talk about tomorrow, when you're talking on social media and in your personal branding and in creating your posts, this is the person that you're talking to. And in determining this person that you're talking to, this person that I'm talking to is me 6 months ago. This person that you're talking to is going to help drive your personal branding and how you represent yourself, because you want to be that lighthouse to that person that you've just created. And so your personal branding, burped again in every video, talked about it yesterday, is going to be based on that, okay? Another thing I want to talk about real quickly, and that's who you are and how you interact with people. Another thing I want to address real quickly is that's a big part of your presence is your name. Do you need a company name? The answer is no. You can be you, whoever you are. Lindsay Matway is the perfect example. She doesn't have a company name. She's Lindsay Matway, and she's a Beachbody coach. However, you will want to eventually name your team because you are going to grow and build a business, or you wouldn't be wasting your time on this training. So that's something to think about. A really important part to having an effective team dynamic is having a name and having a common identity. So think about that. Bombshell Dynasty, again, perfect example. Best name ever. Why was Dynasty taken? So good. Team Carpe Diem is pretty great too. We're Caesars. Hashtag Caesar. See? Personal branding. Hashtag Caesar. So that's something you will want to do. If you do decide on a name, the reason I decided on a name was for a couple reasons. One, my name was going to be hard to search. People aren't going to remember how to spell Shantae Morgan. Two, I wanted this to be a business, and I'm the person that runs the business, but it's a business. I also have a fashion blog, The Confessional, and so I've got The Confessional and Carpe Diem, and then I'm behind them both. Lindsay Matway, for her, she's Lindsay Matway, and she runs a business, and she's a Beachbody coach. So exact same results, just different personal branding. So think about that. One thing about naming, don't complicate it. Just pick something that represents you. And because of these activities and these assignments I've just given you, you are going to know who you are and how you're presenting yourself on social media. So pick something that represents that, something that just feels good with you, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about it. It needs to be you. So Carpe Diem for me clicked in my head 20 minutes after I signed up as a coach, and I loved it immediately. One thing I failed to think about, Carpe Diem. Again, kind of difficult to spell. I was lucky enough that I then could just translate it into seize the day fit, which is what Carpe Diem means. Again, something else I didn't take into account, that Carpe Diem was going to be a bit restrictive, that I just assumed that everybody knew what it meant. Everybody knew it meant seize the day. Turns out, not the case. So just think about that. Some tips on picking a name. You want something short and catchy, something easy for people to remember. Also, something easy to spell. Don't spell things like weird ways, because then when people search for you, they're going to spell the normal way, and you're screwed then. And think about how it's going to translate into social media. So if you decide to go with a business instead of yourself and whatever that personal branding is, think about, that short tagline. Like, I'm Seize the Day Fit everywhere. My website is seizethedayfitness.com. So think about that. On that same note, once you pick out your name, search social media. And it doesn't matter which outlets or anything that you decide to go with, you want to own that name. You want to own that identity and own that branding. And so whatever that is, immediately get on, see if it's available. See if it's available for a website, for sure, because you don't want people to get on, use your name, and end up at somebody else's website on accident, not knowing that you have a website. Or on social media, like the confessional. I don't even really do anything with the confessional on social media, but I own the confessional on every social media that pops up, so that if it does, people see my profile and it directs them all back to me. So think about that a little bit. Today, that's where we're going to end. Sorry, it's a little bit long, but it's be who you are, and you just have to be comfortable with that, and be comfortable with the fact that it doesn't matter who you are or what your struggles are or what your strengths are or those things, that people are going to connect with you. Someone out there is going to connect with you, and someone out there is needing you because they feel like they don't connect with anybody. Okay, so just trust in that. In the documents for this training, there's one from Katie Hefner. She's the person that came up with that really awesome your target audience, pick your person, create your person. That's her assignment. There's a webinar from her on personal branding and social media in your training documents. There's also a webinar from Lindsay Matway on personal branding and interacting on social media. We'll talk about social media and different outlets tomorrow. So make your list about what makes you the same as Beachbody coaches and what makes you different and unique, if you didn't get that done in this video. And then create your person that you're talking to, and I want you to send that person, write it down, put it in a PowerPoint slide, whatever. I want you to send that person to your upline coach, because that will help them, direct them when you're stuck somewhere, or you're saying like, well, I don't know how to present this, or how do I invite to challenge groups. They now know who you're talking to, and they can help you with that. Okay? See you tomorrow.